So, mood swings can be tough. I've been going through quite a few of those here lately, and it has to do with several things. I've talked about my depression and talked about uh, my personality issues. I've been going to therapy since last summer, and I can tell the mood swings have amped up, and I think it's because I go back to see my therapist Monday. It's been like almost 3 weeks. I think right when I go see her, it's going to be right around 3 weeks. And usually sometimes I go every week, but usually every other week, something like that. But of course, she needs time off. People take off during the holidays. Therapists have it rough. There's a lot of therapists that have unalived over the years because they're taking in so many issues from people. So I get it, but I can just tell how much she has helped me come up out of a dark, deep hole. And it just shows me that I've come a long way, but I still have a lot to do and talk about, and which I know I have a lot to still work through. There's just a lot of things I still need to work through. I'm still coming into my own and coming into who I am as a person, still working through a lot of things. But the mood swings, I just want to touch on it because I want people to understand, or maybe you're going through things like this, that this is going to happen. If you've been in a very dark place, you've wanted to unalive before, you've been isolated, and you start getting help, you start going to therapy, and you do things like that, and you start piecing your life back together. And let's say you are self-aware and you've had personality issues like me over your whole lifespan. I'm 49, and now you're self-aware and you're being who you are. It's going to take time, and there's going to be back steps. You're not going to just go to therapy and just all of a sudden everything is hunky-dory great and just perfect. So if you are going through anything dark, depression or any of that stuff, bipolar or any kind of mental illness, maybe you have a personality disorder, just know that you just got to keep getting up, keep plugging ahead. There's going to be back steps, but just keep trying to push, because I get frustrated with myself. I'm talking about this too because I just talked about energy and vibration, but I remember saying in that video that also don't solve everything. When you have mental illness or depression, you have years, your whole lifespan of dealing with something like that. You can become aware of vibration and energy, but you're still fighting that darkness. You're still fighting that can still drag you backwards. It's like, but what happens is it's good to be aware of the vibration and the energy, because you can tap back into it. You can at least get back up and say, okay, I'm going to tap back into this and fight against this dark hole I've been in. You've got an upper hand on a lot of people out there that don't know nothing about that kind of stuff. They just never meditated a day in their life, or have no idea about how energy affects them, or how other people can affect their energy field, or any of that. And I personally think it's harder when you're not aware of yourself in any way, or you're not aware of energy. But if you're aware of it, at least you can fight back. But just know, just because you're aware of energy, or you're meditating or anything like that, or going to therapy, it's not just going to instantly solve. You got to instantly solve your issues. You have to get back up. You have to get up each day and try to fight through certain things. That's why I'm at the job I'm at, where I work at the adult store, because it's just what I can handle. And I have a hard time with that sometimes, just because I still fight with wanting to just be completely isolated. or I fight with just wanting to be left alone. I still fight with the unalive type feelings. They come and go. It's not something that's ever completely gone away. And, but the difference with going to therapy and getting help is that I have more better days now than I had. Before therapy, I was getting into a point where there were no good days anymore. Now there's times where I have really good days, and I'm becoming more of me, which is exciting. It's to say, oh wow, I'm actually embracing more of me, of who I really am as a person, and what I like, and not trying to box myself into what somebody else wants me to be, or what, say, a bunch of trolls want me to be, or anyone else out there wants me to be, because you don't want to be something that somebody else wants you to be. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I've come to realize life's too short now to worry about all of that. But at the same time, is it a challenge? Sure, it's a challenge. I mean, I can't say it's not challenging to fight those old urges of wanting acceptance, or you still have those old urges sometimes pop up trying to get you, hey, why don't you just do what that person likes, or why don't you just try to fit in? It's almost like a voice. It's not literally a voice, but it's almost like that trying to creep in on you. Or you might fight with old addictive issues, and I do. I get in a mind of lust a lot of times, where that can totally distract me for periods of time, because it's I want to say disassociation, but it's actually, the word is dissociation. You just want to distract yourself from reality, so you get tied up into something that makes you just feel dopamine. So I fight with that, but the mood swings have come more. They did come more during the holidays. I did go down and see my parents in Alabama. I live in Tennessee, about 3.5 hours from them. But my energy was all over the place. And I will say some of it, I think, did come from their place. There was good and, I don't want to necessarily say bad, but there was old stagnant energy that lingers at their place too. And this is something you'll find when you discover how energy works more in vibration. And it affects somebody with mental things going on. It's basically, there's memories there. There's memories of, I was a girlfriend that lived here with me in this apartment for 5 years. We used to go to my parents. We used to stay in the room I stay in there, well, which is my mom's room. She lets me stay in the back of their home, in her room, because they smoke. That's another thing. I think smoke is an energy in itself, just like alcohol. Certain things just carry a certain lower vibration. And smoking really, I don't smoke, so it really gets to me. I can only be around so much of it. So my parents know that, and I know that it's an addiction, but I'll go in, be around them for a while, and a lot of times I have to go retreat to be on my own because of the smoke. So there's that. There's the energy of knowing that there's an energy of me and that ex-girlfriend that lived here with me, how we used to stay back there. It's just a lingering type sometimes of an energy. I'm over that relationship, but there's still that energy that I think energy can store in places sometimes, and it can just kind of linger around. And there's just other energies there of things that happen too. There's just other things that took place after that relationship as well, that took place from there. Some good, there's good memories, but let's just say there's also there's some memories that aren't so good that happen from there. So the energy affects me, and then ended up leaving there, and I think energy can just hang on to you. So I was coming home and there was there were some good things that lingered on to me about spending time with my parents. And then there was just some lingering other energy. It wasn't so good. So there was all of that. And then not being able to go see my therapist, like on the regular schedule, I usually kind of go. And now it's been a while. So I've been fighting more with those mood swings. Like I've just now really gotten around to cleaning up my place, to really putting stuff away again. Um, you wouldn't know all of this because I put up a short yesterday, a couple of shorts of the snow that we got here. And one that you see of me outside, I look happy, and I am for that moment. But I was fighting with mood swings for a lot of yesterday. But some of the day, there were moments I wasn't. And that's kind of how this works too. So I guess that's why I'm talking about this too. So many people just show you their best sides, right? That's not what I'm doing here. There's times I'm gonna talk about different subjects. The reality of me is that I go through these ups and downs and these dips, and today's just been a little better for me overall, and that's because I was able to manage to get myself to do to be a little more productive. So anyway, just know if you're going through dark times, and the holidays can just in general cause a lot of that too. You know what I think it is too is I didn't have money this year too, and it shouldn't be important. And I know my parents don't think it's important, but I wasn't. Usually I'm able to get them gifts, and this year I didn't because I had such a rough year, especially before I went to therapy last July, and I've struggled. And I think I talked about that when I started up this channel again in an earlier video, but I've just struggled. So, that was probably weighing on me too, and it shouldn't, but, it kind of did because, let's face it, Christmas is largely commercialized, but still I thought of that sort of thing. But anyway, just know if you have mood swings, depression, any of this stuff, you're not alone. And I'll talk to you guys later.